Hello, and welcome back to the Cooper Villa channel. I'm Scott Cooper, and I'm here with Noah Fisher and Tommy Lazarides, and we are here to discuss Aston Villa versus Liverpool, and we'll also be looking back to Aston Villa versus Ipswich Town from back on Saturday. So yeah, 2 draws in a week. You know, it's getting to that business end of the season, and we're not really picking up the wins we need at home. Can we still get Champions League? How's the season going to finish off? We will be just discussing all of that and much more after this. And welcome back to Cooper Villa Live. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. We are here to discuss 2 big matches. We're going to win the Premier League run-in, Noah. I'll go to you first. And I guess my big sort of takeaway after the Liverpool game was this a good point? Because I guess if you just take the game against Liverpool, a point, not that bad. But I guess you can't really think about it without thinking about the Ipswich result as well. And we really just needed to win one of these 2 games to keep in that pack, chasing the top 5. And it just feels like a bit of a lost opportunity. And it feels like, Champions League next season, the dream is dying a little bit.
I mean, it's not dead because we're going to win it, aren't we, Scott? So
that's probably our best chance.
Took it out of my mouth.
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, I don't want to say it's like the season's dead, but we still got European football to fight for. But Champions League wise, I said to you pre-pod, I do think we've run our race there in terms of league positioning. But as I said, we're going to win the whole thing. But it's such a disappointment. But you take a point against Liverpool every day of the week. They haven't lost away from home. I'm not sure how long, but they've been very, very good on the road. And we trailed in the game as well. I'm not sure how often we've taken points from trailing in games, but you absolutely take it.
Absolutely, Tommy. I think we played really well in this game in periods, and in other periods we were kind of awful. So it sort of summed up our whole season. I think this match against Liverpool, we scored some great goals. The Watkins goal was just a beautiful goal. And we gave away some horrible mistakes that cost the goals, especially poor Garcia, because I actually thought he had a really good game and he looks a great signing, but he just gives the ball straight to Jota there. And, we've got the second most mistakes leading to goals. The only other team with more is Southampton, who are bottom and are heading to the championship. So, this just seemed like our season summed up in one game.
Yeah, and to be honest, what was funny, I found ironic after Garcia got it, he was like this as if knowing he's through on goals. So it was just so annoying, to be honest, so frustrating. But yes, Garcia looks an absolute player, but you're going to be remembered for the mistakes you make like this. And again, I hope it's just not the first of many. He's definitely an upgrade on Cash, but it seems to be a thing at right back with stupidity sometimes.
Well, yeah, I think the whole central defender issue that we've got with the injuries, Noah, is I guess probably the main cause of this sort of defensive vulnerability that we've had over the whole season. I don't know how many different pairings we've had as centre backs. This was a new one with Disasi and Mings starting this game. Luckily, there was no more injuries in this game for us, but Disasi looks good on a positive note. I thought he had a really good game. He looked very good indeed. And, if he or Konsa or Torres could, get in the team, get 10, 15 games in a row behind them next season, we could be looking at a really good, solid back line. And because going forward, I don't think we've got any issues. Things are looking really good. It's just that defense injuries or lack of form or, a bit of sloppiness here and there with the ball, is just costing us.
Yeah, and it came from some of our season pros, as Duncan said here. I thought a lot of these errors came from the leaders on the pitch. I thought McGinn would probably like to have some of that game back. Mings as well almost cost us a couple of times. But another one surprised me as well was Rodgers was out of position where he dominated in the number 10 role all kind of season, and it's gone astray. But back on the centre backs, I thought Disasi played well as a winger too, by the way, when he went on that amazing run on the left wing. But we've got a good player there. I saw the post, I think it was AVFC Stato, put all our centre back pairings, and it's a ridiculous amount. And if you go through any other clubs that we probably have by far the most, and it's hard for Martinez, it's hard for the defenders kind of know how to play together. But Mings and Disasi, I thought looked all right, especially against the league leaders. You take it.
Yeah, I mean, you do take it because, Liverpool had some incredible chances in this game, Tommy, where Jota and Nunez could have really put the game to bed in certain moments in the game, and we are giving away a lot of big chances, but we can always score a goal even against the best teams, and we went into halftime 2-1, goals from Tillemans and goal from Watkins, great goal. Going forward, it looks so good. I mean, we got Rashford, on the left now, starting his first game. Asensio started too, there are certain parts of the field where you could get really excited about this team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I saw Duncan's comment just fly in. So yes, Marlon could have also stolen it at the death. So I thought he actually looked really good when he came on, to be honest. So yeah, I hope to see more of Marlon. But look, we can have all these firepower, Scott, but it's these defensive woes that kill us. I remember seeing that meme saying Villa going to have to win 4-2 every game, and we look like we concede for fun. G'day, Ken. Miss you too, mate.
Yeah.
Defense is the problem, Scott. It's just I don't know. Like, defense is just so average, to be honest. I think we're missing so much. I'd actually love to see Disasi and Torres. I know we all rate Consa, but fair few people, have slated him here and there, and not that he's overdue for one, but yeah, I think Disasi looks a real player. I was really impressed with him.
Yeah, he's got a real physicality. He's a kind of an old school defender.
Where the fuck is Onana? We're probably missing him more than anyone right now.
Yeah, Barkley's another one that it was only going to be a couple of weeks, and it's only going to be a couple of weeks, but it's turned into sort of 6 weeks. So. Yeah, I mean, look, Kamara as well. We miss him huge. Not only when he was at the back out of position did he give us a bit of calmness, but of course in the middle of midfield, his preferred position. Especially against teams like Liverpool, we just need our best players playing. And a lot of teams are going to say, look at our injuries like Tottenham this season and Newcastle the season before, but we've had a pretty bad run, and no one really talks about our injuries in the media. So it's been pretty unlucky, and we've got to kind of make the most of it and try and keep everyone fit going into next season. It begs the question, Noah, is the squad big enough? Do we need to bulk up the squad again in the summer?
When everyone's fit and healthy, I don't think we have an issue, to be honest with you, Scott. I mean, we've got, besides 2 right backs, 2 left backs, a mountain of centre backs when everyone's fit. If this was a Liverpool, you hear about it. I saw them post Sky Sports breaking news that Gakpo be missing. They didn't want to post about all of our 8 players that were missing as well, Kamara, Bailey, Barkley, Onana. The media like to, I guess, put us down a little bit, that sort of stuff, but I think our squad's big enough. Yes, that's my answer. But we got to get everyone back on the track.
Yeah, it's absolutely. And look, there was another thing in the game that kind of continues to frustrate me, Tommy, and that's the set pieces. We're not very good at them. I think, did the Tillemans goal come from a set piece? I think we might have scored one from a set piece in this game, but it's just we seem to hit the first man so often. We seem to get we don't have much sort of variation. It's like all going into the near post area, and everyone sort of runs to that near post. And it seems like, I don't know if Austin McPhee is losing his mojo, or if he's got this job with Portugal now that he's got has taken his focus away from Villa. But the that was one area of our game last season and earlier on in this season where we were really strong, and we seem to be sort of suffering a bit.
I don't want to digress, by the way, but speaking of Portugal, has anyone seen that United are potentially putting a shortlist together to sack Amorim already?
I did not see that. That'd be crazy, right?
That'd be really crazy.
Yeah. Surely
I wouldn't
not.
I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest. Bring back Ed Woodward.
bring back Ten Hag. Yeah. Well, what do you think about the set pieces, Tommy? Do you think
fucking mate, what set pieces?
Yeah.
That's just how I see it. I was going to say, like, Austin McPhee was in the Scotland setup when he signed for us as a coach. I'm not sure the Portugal thing will have anything to do with it, but besides the Leicester free kick where we played it down the right-hand side and Ramsey put it to Onana, like second game of the season, I can't think of another set piece that we've actually... Have we scored from a set piece?
You'd think we'd be leading the league. You'd think we'd be leading the league given we have a specialist that gets paid a very hefty wage to do so.
But I can't think
the first game of the season as well against West Ham.
No, but like since those early games,
no,
I can't think of any. Maybe in Europe we might have scored from a set piece, but
possibly
I can't think. I mean, technically the Tielemans goal came from a set piece, but it was a secondary ball.
And this point here is like, this just sort of sums it up. The fact that we've got a negative goal difference still, it just shows like how many goals we are shipping, and it's not just like, one or two here or there. It's 2-3 a game. Like, when once we sort of drop our head. I mean, I think there was a good example in this game was Mings, right? I thought he started the game quite well, but he gives away a couple of passes or a couple of bad touches, and then he just looked like he fell to pieces. So like, just give him the nickname Jigsaw, because every time the ball came to him, he just fell to pieces. Like, absolutely. Like, he was. I actually thought get him off at one point. I thought get him off, get Bogart on, because he's lost his head here. He's got his confidence is shot. And I was worried that he was going to, give up another goal.
By the way, look what Carl just said. I did not know that. I'm not sure if that's New Zealand else. We're second. That's quite impressive when you think about it. I didn't think I set piece, especially the last month and a half, 2 months.
Clearly, there's not many set pieces going in this year.
I know that Arsenal score a bunch, but to only be 1 goal behind them, that seems weird. But anyway,
okay.
I'm just a guy that talks about the Villa on a podcast, so I don't know too much. But yeah, thanks for that, Carl. Because I thought we'd be way down on that list, especially this season.
And Mohamed Adam makes a little stat here that we're down on goals. Is this?
That's this season. He compared it to last season, just above. So
right. Okay, so we're scoring more goals. We're scoring more goals than last season, but we are conceding a hell of a lot more. So, I mean, Emery is, Tommy considered this, tactical genius, and we all believe in him, obviously, and he's done a great job. But do you think that maybe, I don't know, like teams are starting to work out how to score against us? Like that we're not, that Emery somehow has left us too open considering the injuries we've got. Would you like to see maybe a plan B? Because I do remember.
Do we have a plan B, Scott? Do we have a plan B? Well, it's just constant chopping and changing, which confuses us fans, let alone opposition.
Well, I think that, last season we used to play this high line at times, and we used to play almost 6 at the back at times. He used to be a bit more flexible, and
creative.
I'm not really seeing that so much this season. Like, especially the high line, I don't think we've played that once. We play kind of this mid block where, we wait for them to come over halfway, then we try and win the ball. And our defense isn't sitting back on its own box, but it's not. We're not pressing. We're not a pressing team.
we don't press. We don't press anyway. That's right. So we leave ourselves exposed. You'd also think because we don't press, we'd have more energy, and we look knackered sometimes in the second half, which confuses me. So like, if we're not pressing, we should be preserving a shit ton of shit ton of energy. Sorry, just I saw Danny's comment come in.
No,
that's
I 100% agree. I saw him again with about 15 minutes to go, and I was like, he looks tired. Like,
He's
I mean,
gassed.
you know, I don't want to pick on him, but because you know he runs everywhere, and he was a bit more exposed because it was just really him and Tillemans in the midfield. You know, because
he's missing Kamara.
Because we had Asensio instead of Morgan Rogers as that number 10. I mean, Morgan Rogers has a bit more energy to get back in.
Yeah.
I think it's swapped around in the second half a bit, but I think it's tough.
I think we're just
sorry, go on.
Sorry, go on, Scott. I was going to say I think we're just missing that steal in front of the defense. To be honest, the Kamara, the Ananas, and they don't realize how big the velocities for us. You think you've got one of two, right? Like they're both unavailable. We're stuffed. And Barkley as well, just sometimes to come in, control the tempo, see the game out. We're missing that right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because you wouldn't say that Tillemans or McGinn are defensive midfielders. You know, they're more attacking, you know, like, and I mean, they can play that role and they played it before. They played it well. But yeah, it'd be far better if we had a, if we had a Kamara or an Onana in there next to Tillemans, and it would give us a bit more steel, a bit more ability to win the ball in there. But look, Ollie Watkins keeps scoring goals. He's a great header, unbelievable how he gets the ball deep, spreads it wide, then gets into the box. He he gives us hope that something can happen for the rest of the season. But I'll ask you guys, what percentage would you put on us making top 5 and getting Champions League? I mean, if I look at the table now,
12%.
we're ninth. We're ninth on 39 points. Bournemouth are 5th on 43, so it's 4 points. But it's
closer than what we think.
Don't they have a game in hand as well?
Yeah, they've got a game in hand. Yeah,
got that part.
So I would say it's less than 5%.
Yeah, well, there's a guy on social media I follow. He does 10,000 Premier League simulations and shows the percentage of all the outcomes. I think we're like less than 1% chance of making top 5 after the results, Ipswich and Liverpool. I think we're just better focused. Like, I don't think we're going to get Champions League. I said that now. I hate saying it because of how
the exodus
we were last season.
The exodus continues. The exodus continues.
It's one of those things. Like, I think we all kind of expect it to be back up there again, and then Forest and Bournemouth and Brighton, they're all having good seasons and whatnot. And it's like
Brighton.
Brighton, they're above us, aren't they?
Brighton trash.
They're above us still.
They're below us. They're 10th.
Just? Okay.
Yeah, Nottingham have been the surprise package. Bournemouth too, but Nottingham, Forest. But I feel like the Wolves are starting to drop off with them. I don't know if anyone else is feeling that.
Yeah, I am a little bit. But it's going to be one of those things that if they continue to drop off, like I still think we can get top 7.
I think top 7 is the aim now. Like because I think it'll be top 5 for Champions League. That'll mean that 7th is a Europa League spot. And I would take Europa League. I think at the start of the season we would have all probably taken Europa League on this pod. I think we all said it was going to be tough.
And for you, Tommy, and people in the chat, would you take a 9th place finish, but we win the FA Cup? We win the FA Cup.
Absolutely. Because I think you get Europa League if you win the FA Cup anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. I would take 15th and win the FA Cup. Like if we just lost every game in the Premier League.
That's reserved for United, mate.
Yeah, if we just lost every game in the Premier League from right now, I mean, we've got 39 points, so we're safe, right? Pretty much. Let's just maybe one more draw.
Positives.
And if we did that and won the FA Cup, absolutely, I'd take that.
All right.
I actually think there needs to be a bit more of that.
How many games are left?
Still a few.
How many games are left?
12, 13.
Oh, I think we should be all right.
12 games to go.
Yes, Felicity, I'm back. Although Felicity, I am taken now. I've got a girlfriend. I said I've known her for 12 years. We started as friends. Now we're lovers. So, sorry, Felicity. Go Reds. What the fuck?
So you broke through the friend zone, Tommy. How did you manage that,
mate? Well, I entered into the end zone. That's how, mate. No, we are. So I know in 12 years, we were good friends back then, and then we there was this divergence in life, and we're still around and stuff. But she became single middle of last year, and I was obviously single since started last year. So I saw her sister post on Instagram, so I thought I'll see how she's going. So reached out, and she was like, "Oh, I thought you were dating," and I said, "No, I thought you were." And we started digging a bit deeper, like what we want, and we're like, "Oh wow, we're like literally the same person." So it kind of kicked off from there. We're keeping it under wraps for about 5 months, and asked her out New Year's Eve. She knows about the Villa podcast. I will have you know, she's converted to a Villa fan. She watched one of the games with me. She goes, "Wow!" She goes, "You're right into it." I said, "Yeah." Should you see when we fucking win?
Yeah. Well, hopefully she can bring some luck for the rest of the season. We can we can get maybe
I will. Fingers crossed.
Get an
beautiful
FA Cup. Dominique. Well, that's good stuff.
I
agree. This is just be saved for the Tommy Lazarides love.
Look, this has turned into a Dr. Phil episode.
Mate, at least someone got a win on the weekend. We're all good, KM.
That's it. I know there isn't much to. All right, well, let's quickly talk about the Ipswich game because that was frustrating. Obviously, a lot of possession. There was the red card to Twanzebe coming back, of course. That always a Villa fan, Twanzebe helping us out, but we couldn't take advantage, and this just seems to be another recurring theme when teams sit back and defend on us. We've always got one mistake in us to give them a goal, and it's just we can't break them down. We can break down.
They were a
Liverpool.
Man down the entire second half. That's what we're forgetting nearly, right? It's embarrassing.
Absolutely, and they somehow score a goal where the cross comes in all the way from the touchline, and we've got 4 defenders in there, so they're one striker. I mean, it was just at another moment that Mings would probably rather forget, but that was another game where Kamara comes off injured and there's this big delay and we've got to kind of figure out how we're going to shape up in the defense. And Watkins scores the goal after a great free kick from Rashford to get us back into the game. And then Rashford was unbelievable in that second half. And, it just seems again Noah, the opposition goalkeepers just turn into prime Buffon against us.
That's what I was going to say.
That one at the end was just
him and the Bournemouth one.
Oh, the Bournemouth one,
It's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. I don't know what it is, but there's what did Coxie say? 25 chances. We had enough chances to win that game. Absolutely, we did. We should have.
I mean, Rashford in that second half created more chances than anyone else in the league, and he only played 45 minutes that weekend. So,
it's got to start.
Yeah, and Asensio had a few good efforts that were saved as well from the keeper. It just wasn't our day again, and I think that if we'd won that game, then all of a sudden it looks a little bit more. We're up. Yeah, we're up to 42 points. We're in the top 7, and we got Chelsea this weekend is massive.
Would you have taken a win against Ipswich, but we lost to Liverpool?
Yeah, well, we were in a better spot. We got an extra point.
Technically, yeah. Even though they full of the game in hand,
draws kill you in the Premier League. Absolutely. This is think about last season. We had hardly any draws last season.
Yeah,
we either won or we lost, right? And those wins at home, especially, right? That's what gets you up the league. You got to win your home games. Just the draws are kind of killing us. And when everyone says, "Oh, Villa's got a good home record," we've only lost 1 game this season at home in the league, but a lot of draws, right?
Yeah, a lot of draws.
Yeah. So
and I look back at games at the start of the season as well, like United at home. We should have beaten them. It was a 0-0 draw.
Yep.
Ipswich away, we led. I know it was a tough game, but there's so many.
Brian at home.
Yeah.
Brian at home sticks out for me. Crystal Palace.
There's a few. There's a few that stick to mind, and there's the reasons where we are. that's why we're in the position we are right now, and it's going to be not a tough end to the season because I still think we'll do okay once we get everyone back on the park and everything. And it starts with a big game on the weekend against Chelsea. Like, it doesn't get any bigger than that. It's a must win. Every game is now.
It is, and they're in terrible form. So, like, this is probably the best time of the season to play them. Like,
Yeah.
I think, hopefully we can put in a good performance and get a win there. But let's move on, Tommy, to something a bit more positive. The Champions League. We now know that it's going to be Bruges or Dortmund in the next round. Who do you want, and how do you see us going against either of them?
Well, given Brugge have been clapping teams for fun, and we had a bit of a doozy against them, Mings picking it up. I'd actually rather Dortmund, to be honest. Plus, we stole Marlon, so we can't blame him. But then the Dortmund striker is the leading scorer in the Champions League, so it's like, well, you're kind of screwed either way. But I feel like Bruges, which I think they pronounce Brugge, but they're the X factor. I think they're very scary to face right now.
Yeah,
I think they're picking up more momentum. They're a young team. Things go on.
Yeah, I think they've probably been the surprise packet of the Champions League, and we've already played them there. We got beat 1-0, of course, with the Tyrone Mings disaster class. But Noah, like, there's a lot of people that are saying, look, we've already played Bruges, we want to play Dortmund. But I think really, just for the fact that Dortmund have Champions League pedigree more, we got to go. Bruges is the better draw, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll beat Bruges as well if we get it. I think we'll beat Dortmund as well, to be honest with you. Emery knows how to win in European football, and he's made that very clear, and he's done it before and whatnot. Tommy, I'll give me 1 second, I'll talk, and then I'll let you jump in 2 seconds, all right, mate?
Lucky I love you. Lucky, I'll just mute myself. Actually, I'll fuck myself. How about that? Cool. Sounds good.
But I was going to say, the highlight of my weekend was the Atalanta captain head loss when he tried to throw the ball. Good. And then slipped, and then just
that was a golden moment.
Benny Hill.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, it's just, and the referee tries to stop him at one point, and he just barges him out of the way.
It's the throwing the ball, slipping over moment that just sends me every time. Like, it's the moment of the weekend for me, or the week.
Yeah, I watched that back about 10 times. That was so good, and I was really worried about Atalanta. They're a dangerous team themselves, like a Bruges.
Yeah.
Like, they're all action kind of, attack.
Well, a few big teams went out, Scott. Like Juventus are out now. Obviously, Man City are out.
AC Milan
is out.
Yeah, not a good.
Unfortunately, Brest is out. I know that SBS love those guys, so unfortunately they're out. But
Brest got slapped.
They got absolutely slapped.
They got exposed. They got
10-0 in aggregate. That's like a oof.
Yeah.
But but like, did you have that? Can you put up that thing that I sent you, Noah, or is that
I can't put it up right now, but we can still talk about it.
Okay, because like after the draw, we will know what side of the draw we're in and who we could possibly get in a quarterfinal if we could.
We already have that. We can already tell. So it'd be the winner of Benfica and Barca/Liverpool is who we'll play, according to that photo you sent.
Yeah, no, but it depends which one out of Dortmund and Bruges.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, true.
So, I'd actually take Liverpool right now.
So it's either PSG, Liverpool, Barca, or Benfica, Liverpool, Barca.
Yeah, I think out of those, I'd probably, I don't know, Liverpool.
I want to avoid PSG. But I think they're going under the radar. They're playing such good team football right now. Dembele is red hot.
And Barca would be difficult. I mean, I think we've just got to get past this next game. But, if we were going to look ahead and say, like, who would you want in a potential quarterfinal?
Liverpool.
I think that would probably be our best bet. But a Barca game would be fun, I
would just love to see the video from Max on the new camp. And that'd be pretty sensational.
Are they going to be at the new camp? Because they've been playing at that other.
Oh no, it's still under development, isn't it? Yeah,
but I think they are due to go back there soon. So
I'm gonna do a bit of research.
Yeah, possibly. But we're all looking forward to the draw tomorrow. It's at 11 in the morning.
Apparently June 2026, so still a while away.
Okay.
Still
So we won't
next year,
get to play at the new camp.
No,
But look,
no.
it's. I mean, this is why you're in the Champions League, right? Again, a potential game against Barcelona or PSG or Dortmund, even if we get drawn against them, the yellow wall. It's exciting stuff, and I know we're not playing well in the league, and we've got our issues defensively, and we've got a lot of injuries. But we're going to find a good squad, and we're going to go over there, and we're the likes of Rashford in the Champions League. Could be really exciting. I think we can beat a Dortmund, and we can beat a Bruges, obviously. And even against a big boy like PSG or Barca or Liverpool, I think we could ruffle a few feathers, and we might not win over 2 legs, but getting to the quarterfinals is a good effort.
Mate, we're the surprise package.
We're going to go the whole way, Tommy.
We have a manager that knows how to win in European football. That's all I'm going to say as well.
He did it with Villarreal.
Yeah, so I never doubt this man in European football.
He got to the semi-final with Villarreal, so why not with Villa? It's got Villa in the name,
Exactly.
So go for it. Should we do predictions for Chelsea?
Yes, I think we should. I'm going to go 3-0 Villa.
Wow. I said 3-0 against Ipswich, and I was like...
Yeah, I'm saying...
And with 5 minutes to go, I was like... Oh,
I'm saying that on the fact that it's such an important game. They blew us out the water at Stamford Bridge, and we're desperate for a win.
Dickie makes a good point here. Our best performers have been in Europe, and let's do it. It's very exciting. Duncan's going a 3-1 win to Villa.
Yeah,
I'm going to say 2-1 Villa.
KM Guard, I'm not going to show that comment because Scott might get angry if I show that comment. So I'm just going to leave that one. I'll show it.
Duran related?
Look, I wasn't going to say anything. But he is scoring some bangers in Saudi Arabia. Have you seen some of his goals?
Yes,
have you seen the defense out there?
Look, yeah. Do you think? Like, all right, I'm not saying it. Just move on.
Let it simmer. Let it simmer.
No, well, I saw Dan Bardell do a tweet, right? And he said, "Oh, what a goal from Ollie. Yeah, we definitely sold the right player." I'm like,
by the way, Ollie's only 4 goals off breaking Aguamal's record.
Yeah, 4 off breaking it.
Yeah, and I'm like, you didn't have to sell one of the players. Like, it's like just because Ollie scored a thing.
This is great.
You bastards.
This is great. Did you boot him?
Yeah.
I'm still a little bit dirty. Every time he scores a goal,
hello, and welcome to the real Coupe de Villa. Oh, that's funny. No,
that's a good way to end it, KM Guard. I love that. I love it.
All right, so
we'll just blame Duncan. Say Duncan booted him out.
What's your prediction, Tommy? put me out of my misery.
I'm gonna be humble and go 4-2, because it would be unfortunate if we won.
Oh my god! And you were criticizing my bad joke earlier.
That's a good point, by the way, from Coxie. Before we end it, that's true. So I heard Consta's going to be back. I've heard, but I forgot no doubt. Yeah.
Why did we start? Where's Bogard been? Well, didn't he have like some super games in DM? Why didn't we just play him there again? Injured?
No,
he came on
the bench.
for
right.
McGinn.
I feel like we should naturally be having a DM playing in a DM. McGinn's not a DM. We've said this many times. Actually, where we were exposed last season in some games. The joys. Supporting this team.
Can't wait till we beat Chelsea and then we're talking about how good we are as a team.
Yeah, that'd be good. We need a win. Yeah, so let's hope we get back to winning ways against Chelsea. And make sure you'll like and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. We got lots of games coming up. Champions League just around the corner. FA Cup too. So keep the faith, and hopefully we can start with a big win against Chelsea this weekend. So until then, up the Villa, and we will see you after Chelsea.
See you later.